Hey, fellow stackers, join me for a short ride here. I want to talk about something that is kind of on my mind lately, and that is why I collect silver bullion, and I wonder why you do, but I want to go over why I do, and maybe it's for the same reason, and maybe it's for a different reason, actually multiple reasons. Number one, of course, is to protect and preserve wealth. I would rather put money into silver bullion and put it in my safes than to put it in the bank where it's just a number, and that number becomes worth less and less as each day passes. If you put it into silver bullion, it's going to retain its value, because if you look back historically at what 1 ounce of silver would purchase, say in 1700 or 1400, it purchases about the same amount of goods, measurable goods, as it did then, and it will now. However, if you take $1 from 1830, it would have purchased about what an ounce of silver will purchase today. I'm just saying roughly. It's about the spot price from 1838 till now. For 1 penny, 1 penny would have bought an ounce of silver. Today, you're going to need about $33 to buy an ounce of silver. So the purchasing price of the U.S. currency, a penny, has dramatically dropped compared to the actual value of silver bullion. I'm driving slow and people don't like it. Anyway, so that's one reason I collect, is because I'm preserving wealth, or saving wealth that would otherwise be devaluating. Another reason is because it will battle the apparently coming central bank digital currency, CBDC. And why would I be opposed to a CBDC or a digital currency? It's because what I've learned, as even all the way back as a child, of what's coming when it talks about in Revelation, I think chapter 13, how there would be a day that people are forced to take a mark in their forehead or their right hand that allows them to buy and sell goods. And without the mark, they're not allowed to buy or sell goods. And so if you don't take that mark, then all the money you earn at work gets transferred onto a CBDC account, and you can't use it. The only thing you will be able to use, not legally necessary, but be able to use because it retains value, is gold and silver, or goods such as guns and bullets and food and livestock, and produce. But produce, of course, doesn't last very long, and livestock doesn't live forever, and bullets get used up. So you'll be able to buy and sell and trade with gold and silver as long as you don't get caught. Now, I don't know if you're religious, but because of the developments that I've seen happen here in the United States and throughout the world since my childhood, I see that everything that has been prophesied or predicted, those are different things, of prophecy and a prediction, but everything that's been prophesied is coming to pass and is poised and set up to happen. So, I'm thinking possibly not of myself, but of my children. If I can pass to them a lot of silver coins, 1 ounce silver coins, then they may be protected if that were to happen. And of course, there's the argument of pre-trib and post-trib rapture, and some people don't believe in a rapture at all because the word is not spelled out. I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is giving my children the ability to buy, sell, and trade in the event of a central bank digital currency that they don't want to participate in. And why wouldn't you want to? For one, the Bible. For two, if you decide to go online and say something that is not socially acceptable, it gives the government, such as what we saw happen in Canada during the trucker protests of the mandatory vaccination, the government shut off their accounts. And because they were truck drivers, they didn't generally get paid in cash. Money was transferred into their account on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and suddenly they weren't able to put fuel in their trucks or food in their mouth, or their families weren't able back home to pay the rent or the mortgage or the car payment or the truck payment, and it destroyed them. Just a few weeks of missing money can destroy somebody's life. So that's another reason to collect. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about is how much should you collect? And my answer, and it's not financial advice if you're not paying me for it, so my answer to that is you should collect as much as you can possibly spare. So if you're able to give up liquor, or if you're able to give up going to the movies, or you're able to give up buying new clothes, or put a few more 1,000 miles on your car before you get the oil changed, that may be bad advice there, I don't know. But if you're able to give up something and buy a coin, or buy a couple of coins over the course of a week, put it into a safe, keep it safe. Don't be tempted to sell it even if the price goes up, because the price of silver doesn't go up, as I mentioned before. You can still buy the same thing with an ounce of silver that you could back in 1700. It's the value of money that's going down around it. So bear that in mind. You know, the price of silver goes up, or at least you think it does, and you say, oh, I'm going to sell it. Well, the money you got from selling it can still purchase the same thing it could the day before it went up. It's just people haven't really realized it yet, but they will in the coming days and weeks and months and years, that, hey, silver is worth more than $32 because I can't buy with it what I could before, or I can buy more with it than I could before, and I can't buy with $32 what I could before. I'm sorry if I confused you on that, but I mean, I think if you're collecting silver, you get it. You know, you understand. Put yourself in a good position. If you're able to buy a house, by all means buy a house. But if you have cash laying around and you don't intend to do something like that, convert that cash into a real asset. Whether it be silver or gold, depending on how much you have, or some other fixed asset, such as a car. But just bear in mind, you're going to have to buy insurance for that car. You're going to have to put fuel in that car. You're going to have to put tags on that car, and you're going to have to constantly bump money into that car. So if you don't want to give up your wealth to keep that car going, and repairs, depreciation, and so on, put it into an actual asset that will never depreciate, and that would be gold and silver. As a matter of fact, in some cases, you can find silver coins that are worth far more than they were when they were new, and they will actually appreciate in value over and above and beyond their actual silver content or melt value. So, hey, bear that in mind. I'd love to hear comments, and believe me, I'm not looking for sponsors, I'm not looking for clicks, but I've learned from some other users that have already made comments of different places to buy. I'm looking into Costco, although they won't tell you how much silver is until you buy a membership, and the only reason I'd want a membership is to buy silver. Are you listening, Costco? And I also did order from an eBay seller, and I do want to give you this update. Right now, I'm contacting them saying, why hasn't it shipped? Because they said it shipped, and when I follow the tracking, it hasn't happened. And they said, yes, it did, pay attention. So I showed them the results of the track, and it has not shipped. So now they're saying, we're sorry for the delay, please be patient. And so I would throw up a caution about buying from anybody who's selling on eBay if they're selling at or below the expected price of silver. If they're selling below, then why would they? Who would? It's just silly to think that somebody's going to sell you silver for less than the value of silver when they could take it to a coin shop, or they could sell it to AppMex or one of these other places for $1 or $2 under spot, and it's guaranteed funds. They don't have to pay for an auction or anything. So take it to a coin shop, you carry it in, and they'll buy it from you in most cases. So anyway, it's just beware. But that's why I'm asking for your comments. If you have an interesting story to tell, feel free to comment. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not asking for likes, but if you like silver and you like hearing about it and you think there's any value to what I'm saying, by all means, give me a thumbs up, and maybe more people will see the videos that I make as a result. But listen, I really appreciate you if you followed to this point, and please like, share, comment, or thumbs down it if you think I suck. Thanks for watching.